So the expedition is where everyone got to pick a certain subject.
You research a topic that you are really interested about and you ask 3 main questions and you go away and research those questions and find out more about your topic. And it's just a way to learn more about a certain topic without just having all the information presented to you by your teacher.
And this year, our theme was communication. So everybody chose a topic relating to communication, then had to research and make a kind of board about it, which they'd then present to children and parents.
So I chose to research how the deaf can enjoy and take part in the performing arts. And I basically looked at the different resources there are for the deaf to learn drama and what they can get involved in. I chose to do the project on this idea because we all had to pick a personal connection, and my personal connection is that I really enjoy drama, and I recently went to a show where there was a boy who was deaf, but luckily there was a signer on the corner of the stage, but I didn't really think he could be able to see because he was in the back row, and I wouldn't want a deaf person, you know, whose passion was performing, to not have the resources as them, so I thought it would be interesting to research that.
So I did logographic languages, and they are languages that use pictures. And so some types of logographic languages are Chinese, Mandarin, Egyptian hieroglyphs, Mayan. I chose to do the project on this idea is because I'm very passionate about mythologies, and it's something that I've never wondered how they were created and why they were created, so that's, I think, the main reason why I chose to do this topic.
I did the evolution of stories, as stories are a good form of communication which has lasted over the years. I did it because I always loved reading, and especially early stories, and I've always been curious as to why we love reading so much and why books were invented in the first place.
I think the most interesting fact I discovered is that British Sign Language and American Sign Language, British Sign Language uses 2 hands to sign and American Sign Language only uses 1. And I found that fascinating because when I did my research, I found out that people who use these 2 different kinds of sign language, they wouldn't understand each other, because all the words would be different because of the number of hands used.
The most interesting fact that I discovered was that fiction appeared incredibly early. So I would have thought, because people have to have enough time to create fiction, and obviously in the Industrial Revolution, when the wealthy had more time, it had like a massive boom. But in the 12th century was when the first English fiction first appeared, which I found really interesting because this was way earlier than I thought, and it just proved that although people might think differently in past centuries, they're not that different to us, they're not less clever than us, they just had different thoughts.
I learnt that if I have the right mindset and I have lots of confidence that I can, you know, settle down and do a task quite well.
I learned that it's really easy to think that when you look at a big project and think, oh no, I cannot do this, this is such a big thing, I can't do this. But when you break it down and look into smaller things and look at certain questions, you find out that it's actually easier than what you expected.
I learnt that with a topic that I really like, I can afford to be a tiny bit more open-minded about learning new information about that, even if it's not what I think did happen. And I really used that as we got later on in the exhibition, which helped me learn new things, because sometimes being open-minded is the best way to learn something.
Well, it meant quite a lot to me because it was a chance for me to show that I could take all the feedback and skills that I've learnt through the past year into a big project, so it meant quite a lot.
It has meant a lot to me in different ways, such as because it was the last project before I went to senior school, and I felt really proud of my exhibition because I felt I did it really confidently. And basically what it meant to me was that I could express my thoughts through this project. For example, this one was I wanted to help the deaf people, so I could express that thought.